Hey everyone, welcome to your weekly energy update, and this is for the week of August 28th through September 4th. Although these videos are timeless, so if you have come across this video outside of that time frame, I would still trust your intuition and that it brought you here for messages. If you are watching this during that period, wow, this week on September 4th at the end of the week, Mars joins the retrograde parade that's going on because all of the planets, except for Venus, will be in either their pre-shadow of their retrograde or in the middle of their retrograde. So Venus being direct, all our love lessons are still kind of focused outwardly, while all the rest of the planets, every other area of our life, are pointing us inward for this reflective period to understand things. So what does this Mars retrograde energy bring in for us? Well, Mars is known as the planet of the god of war, but it is focusing on the masculine energy part for this retrograde. We are kind of drawn to reflect on that. The men in our lives, like our fathers, those in authority over us, even brothers, cousins, anyone that had this masculine energy in our lives. And with Mars actually being in the sign of Gemini, Gemini really has to do with communication. And so I feel like what we're being drawn into for this period is a new way of communicating with those masculine energies in our lives. We, of course, are going to ask for this reading, just, creator, spirit, universe, what can we do with this Mars retrograde energy? So we'll definitely look into that. So September 4th is when the Mars retrograde pre-shadow begins, and we'll start to feel the energy of the retrograde almost on day one. And as we get closer to when it actually goes full retrograde on October 30th, then we move into that strong energy period from October 30th to January 11th of next year. That's as long as Mars is going to be in full retrograde. Then when it goes direct on January 11th, for a couple months, all the way up to March 16th, is when we're going to be in the post-shadow. And that's more of a reflective period of what did we learn during this pre-shadow and retrograde period when Mars was in Gemini, and what are we going to do with that? So that is the kind of information that we're going to be looking into here as we pull this reading. But before we jump in there, I did want to make sure you were aware, I'm right in the middle of having a YouTube subscriber marathon where my goal is to reach over 1,000 YouTube subscribers or more, of course. And when I reach that amount, I am going to be giving away 10 free 1-hour personal readings to 10 lucky individuals. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I would really appreciate you consider doing so, because once I reach that, I'll put out a special video on how you can actually sign up for that drawing. But also, in the meantime, I'm putting out kind of weekly another special giveaway. So I have put a link down below to my giveaway playlist. I also put links to the specific videos, whichever is more convenient for you, because there still is time to sign up for my first giveaway, which is a free 30-minute recorded personal reading. And then the second giveaway that I just put out last Friday is for a hedge of peace and love. So if you want to know more about what those are, and if you want to sign up for those, check those out below too. I'll also throw the link to the playlist at the end of the video. It'll appear here in one of the corners at the end. So I'm excited for those giveaways, and I'm also going live each weekend, and I'm going to go intermittently too on kind of like Facebook and Instagram, but I am going live on YouTube on Friday evenings at 11:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Yep, and then going over into midnight into the next morning. And then on Saturday at noon, and Saturday and Sunday at noon, I'm going live on YouTube as well. So if you want to check any of that out, just keep an eye on my Facebook, my Instagram, and Twitter, because I do put out the advertisements of when those things are happening and other information as well. All right, so enough of all that. Let's jump in to your reading and see what we can do with this Mars retrograde energy. All right, Libras, this is your weekly energy update, and we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Into the Lonely Woods deck. And all the cards that I use in a reading, I do list in the description box below. So if any of them catch your fancy, you know where to find them. All right, so for our Libras, what would you like them to know about this Mars retrograde energy, please? All right, they do want this one right here. Do you have the learning of rights? Beautiful. So understanding the rites of passage and the rites of moving to different levels. And let's take a look here and see what energy comes in with this as well. It says, as you wander this path of the soul, you may come upon others like yourself who have formed small clans and found their places in the world. Watch as they celebrate the rebirth of their clan, the rise of the new, the passing of ritual from one generation to the other. Learn of their rights, which can guide us all and be shared with all who have this tender love for other beings within their hearts. Make time for play, delight, and celebration in your rituals. Let them not be so earnest that all joy is dimmed. This is a time for the new, for the unlearned, for the joyous discovery of what could be and what will come. Anticipate this with all the sweetness you can muster. You know, it's interesting. As I'm reading all of that, what I'm getting is this flood of family trees. And that when it's talking about rights, I'm seeing the dark side of the forest of these beliefs, these abuses, these chains that are passed down from generation to generation, because by the time someone like a parent has like looked at their beliefs and these things that happened in their own life, it's later in life after they've already had children and passed it along, right? We generally a lot of people have children in their 20s and their 30s, and they haven't done a ton of inner reflection. That usually hits us in our 40s and 50s and afterwards, but it's too late. We already had the children, and the emotional development of humans happens between birth and 7 years old, or really even conception until 7 years old. So by the time the parents are doing inner reflection, going, oh, I don't want to pass this on to my children, it's already been passed on. So this is a beautiful time of your life, though, because I feel like this rite of passage, learning the rites, is learning about, I see how this has been passed down from generation to generation to generation, and especially within the masculine energy piece of things because of this Mars retrograde, and that you are realizing that you are the one that gets to break the chain because you are not going to pass this on any longer. So I'm loving this for you. We're also, of course, going to dig deeper through these numerology guidance cards. So what else they want to add to this, or the breaking of chains of this adaptation and transformation of the family tree. So what else for our Libras, please? What else? Okay. So we do have card 67 here, which says physical activity. And they do not want me to read from the book here, because what they're showing me here is this has to do with the physical implications, whether it was addictions or abuses. Things in the physical side of life is what this is having us look at and what is being brought up. And I'm so sorry that you had to experience any of these physical implications in your life. I know we come down here on purpose for a purpose. And as I tell my friends, I'm sorry that your higher self chose that for you. But you are powerful, and this is a beautiful opportunity for this to change. So it's being brought up to our faces, not to poke at the wounds, but to say, here is a soothing salve that is going to help transform this, and it's going to have it where you're not going to pass this down for generation to generation. And if your children are old enough where it already has impacted them, with you changing this, it's going to allow them to have healing and transformation, as well as others even outside of your own family tree, other trees in the orchard, other family trees in the orchard where, cross-pollination happens. You going through this and transforming this is going to help so many other people transform theirs as well. We're also going to look at these power of surrender cards here. So let's take a look and see what else they would like to add. So for our Libras, what else would you like them to know about this Mars retrograde energy? So this is your card. Surrender to non-action. Let's see what this says here. Now is the time to be still and not act. Simply breathe and focus on your own power. Let others come to you. I love that unicorn. You have a unicorn antenna to really tune into your third eye. So I like this for this whole message here, because they're not wanting you to take action towards others and outwardly. This is all about an internal adventure for you, not an external action. It's non-action, but even in your non-action, you have all this activity that you are doing within yourself, but this is not about you reaching out physically to anyone else yet. So when I was talking about it impacting others, that comes after. You are doing the internal journey now, but don't bring other people into it yet. Now, they did have me pull 3 tarot decks, and we're not going to take a ton of cards from all 3, but they did want you to have different viewpoints from each one. And we're starting off with the Chinese tarot. So for our Libras, what would you like them to know? Okay, actually, they do want these 2. And then the Runic Tarot, which is R-U-N-I-C, like runes. And just one more time. All right, what else for our Libras, please? Okay, they do want that one. Okay, that's all they want. And then we also have the Good Tarot. All right, what else for our Libras, please? Okay. Okay, and they do want that one. All right. So you do get 2 here, and they already made 1 known. So let me just get these scooched over. Oop. And we'll start with this Chariot card here. Chariot is beautiful, beautiful energy coming in here, because this is all about your power of choice. That in any moment that we experience, and we have so many fated moments that our higher self did want to experience here, but within each fated moment, we still have the power to choose what story we're going to apply to it and what emotion we want to experience as we go through it. Now, I love how this ties into what we were talking about with the family tree, because when I first was told this from from Spirit, I'm like, are you sure we have the power to choose? Because it seems like when this thing happens, this is how I feel. When this thing happens, this is what I feel it means. When am I making a choice? And they very gently sat me down and showed me my childhood, like every other human's childhood, my parents' childhood, my grandparents' childhood, my great-great-grandparents' childhood. It's that family tree, right? They showed me that exact story I mentioned, where we are given the popular opinion when we're growing up during those emotional, times of development from conception until like around 6 or 7 years old. We're told that when this thing happens, this is how you are supposed to feel. And when this thing happens, this is the story that you're supposed to apply to it. This is what it's supposed to mean. And it's given to us over and over and over again, where we take it on as our own opinion. Then we take it on so much and it's reinforced that we make it our habit to feel a certain way or think a certain way. And then eventually it becomes such a strong habit that it becomes a reaction, where this happens and that's how we feel, that happens, that's how we think about it. And it's like, so it's happening so fast, we don't even realize that we're making that choice, right? So there's this power that comes in, realizing that a lot of our opinions, a lot of our choices and actions come from so far back that it's just been passed down from generation. It's the habit that we believe now these things, but we can break a habit. It just takes repetition. It takes effort and putting into that and questioning it, right? So I love that coming in there for you. And then you have the 9 of Earth, the 9 of Pentacles. So again, Pentacles is the outside world. Usually they'll show them like in a garden, almost like this, except they're alone, because the 9 is the hermit's journey. The 9 in the major arcana is the hermit, where they go inward and they have a lamp. They use that lamp, which is full of their higher self, this bright star that's in there, and it helps guide them on their path. Well, the 9 of Earth, the 9 of Pentacles, is about you turning inward to find your worth and your wholeness instead of outward. So again, moving inward to find your wholeness and your completeness, not looking to the outside world and its opinions. So you are finding this wholeness, this abundant feeling from within your own garden. Usually they'll have like a bird. I think there's a bird in her hand here. Nope. She has a beautiful flower there. Usually the 9 of Pentacles would have like a winged individual, either a bird of some sort, which represents spirit, again, that you're not alone, that spirit is with you in that garden, helping you and being around you and guiding you on that, helping you on that path too. So I love this message coming in here for you. And then you have the 6 of Staves, the 6 of Wands. Wands is usually your drive, your ambition, your energy, your passions. And it is kind of like the recognition card, that you are being recognized by people around you. And I like, when I mentioned before, as you do this inner work and as this, your life transforms and changes, it is obvious. It is so obvious in your countenance and in your energy that people recognize it, and you start impacting people. Now, this is like when it says you let people come to you. It's not you reaching out. It's you simply looking at these things and this transformation that's changing, you making new choices that people are like, whoa, what happened to so-and-so? They used to react, and they used to maybe look at the darker side of things and revert back to those old, how you were raised, but now you're making different choices. And you're literally, I feel like you're glowing with this change that you make within you, to where people actually come up to you and go, what drug are you taking? It's almost like that, where they think you're on drugs because you have this happiness that you are glowing, and then you're able to share it then when they approach you. So I love this recognition that is coming about because of these things you're focusing on. Yeah, and this makes sense, because you have the King of Cups. Cups are your emotions, and the King, in addition to ruling over the water element of this cups, also has a dose of air element, which is of the mind. And so this balance of heart and mind is coming into play here. And I feel that's what they're recognizing about you. You're not like going from these extremes of being overly emotional to shutting down and being overly, mental. And of course, Libra, you're all this balancing coming in. This has been your journey, and you have this beautiful balance coming in where they're like, wow, what's changed? What did you do? Again, this balancing, this beautiful heart mind stability is what is attracting people to that. Then your final card is the Eight of Cups. So I love that they have the King of Cups, which is ruling over your emotions. You have this beautiful, you've taken on this beautiful, I don't say control, but you've taken responsibility is a good word for your actions, your emotions, and your thoughts. The Eight of Cups is about you're ready to leave behind those emotions that no longer serve you. And so you are making this change. You're making this adjustment because they are walking away from the Eight of Cups, those old emotions. But the Nine of Cups, the card that they're journeying to, that you're raising up to the next level. Nine of Cups is known as the wish fulfillment card. Again, another nine, right? It's about you finding your emotional stability and emotional fulfillment from within. So that's really this beautiful power of choice, this change that you're making, this transformation that you're making. And obviously this is going to be life-changing for you. And with it being so tied to masculine energy, really so much of this was those individuals who were in authority over you that had that masculine energy that was in there. So I love this transformation, this beautiful freedom that's coming, this breaking of chains, and definitely the glowingness that you're going to have here. So I love it. If you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these weekly energy updates, I also put out monthly readings for each individual zodiac sign, as well as a few other types of videos. So if you don't want to miss out on any of these and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button. Also click the subscribe button, and that gives you access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option, then you will be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. Also, doing those things, it helps spread the love, and it does help my channel grow in significant ways. Because when you like a video or you share a video, if you comment on a video, especially subscribing to the channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so happy it does want to share the videos and messages of this channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, I am very, very grateful. Also, these are general readings, and if you're looking for even more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box below. And I did recently add a sliding price scale for my recorded videos, which offer a variety of prices instead of just one fixed price. So it allows you to pick a reading that's more in line with your budget instead of having just like one fixed price. So all that information, like I said, is listed in the description box below. Alrighty, mighty Libras, as you go through this exciting adventure coming up, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing adventure. I'm sure we'll be talking soon. In the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.